She had always been the heart of her home, the one who woke before everyone, cooked warm meals, cared for her children, and stood beside her husband through every storm. Her hands carried the weight of sacrifice, and her heart carried the weight of love. But when sickness came, everything she had built began to collapse. At first, it was just weakness, a few days of fatigue. Then the illness grew, slowly draining her strength. She could no longer move as she once did. Her voice grew faint, her body frail. Instead of receiving care and comfort, she was left behind. The same family she had nurtured and loved pulled away, busy with their own lives, blind to the suffering of the woman who had given them everything. Her days became painfully silent. Nights stretched long, filled with loneliness and tears. At times, she wondered if her life still had meaning. Abandoned and broken, she could have surrendered. But in the deepest corners of her heart, a spark remained, the will to survive. She told herself, "If no one stands by me, I will stand by myself." And with that, her fight began. Every day was a battle. Some mornings her body screamed with pain, but she refused to let it break her spirit. She read, she prayed, she disciplined her mind, and she pushed herself to heal, little by little. Neighbors began to notice her quiet strength. Doctors were amazed at her determination. Even strangers were moved by the courage in her eyes. Months passed, and step by step, she grew stronger. The woman who was once too weak to rise from her bed was now walking again. The illness that was supposed to end her life became the very reason she discovered her inner power. And then came the day when her family, the very people who left her alone, saw her standing tall once more. Not broken, not defeated, but transformed. She was no longer the fragile woman they abandoned. She had become a survivor, stronger than they could ever imagine. Her story spread through the community as a lesson. Strength does not always come from others. It is born in the fire of pain and loneliness. In the end, the sick mother who was left alone proved that survival is not just about the body, but about the will. She showed that even when the world turns its back on you, you can rise, fight, and shine again.